Hey guys, what's going on? Steggy here, with a video review of the Fusion Fight Stick from Eightarc. So as some of you may know, I did some event work for MLG in the 2010 season, working the broadcast for Tekken 6. Throughout the 2010 season, I made a lot of friends within the Tekken community, and I keep in touch with a lot of them on Facebook. Well, a few weeks ago, one of these Tekken players posted a story on their new company called Eightarc. His name is Andy in the real world, and 725 in the Tekken community. After seeing this post, we got to talking, and seeing how this is a new brand to emerge on the market, and I'm an avid fighters fan with games like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom, we had decided on me reviewing one of their products. The product's name here is the Fusion Fight Stick, and this is their top of the line fight stick, and for good cause. This fight stick is dual modded out of the box, meaning you can use this fight stick on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. I've been testing this fight stick for the past 2 weeks, and if you want to find out how it stacks up against the competition, stick past the break. To give you a little background on the company, Eightarc is a small company headed by 725. Eightarc has teamed up with a Chinese fight stick producer, Canva, to bring you a series of collaborative fight sticks. Now, these fight sticks have some definite similarities to Canva's products, but some definitive differences as well. I'll let you check out their sites to get the full skinny on their products, but right now you have 5 choices from Eightarc. There are 4 sticks that have their respective consoles, which feature a detachable cable, a design which is really neat, and then there's the Fusion, the top of the line product, which works with PS3, Xbox 360, and PC, and retails for $184.99. Going over what you're going to get inside the box, in the box of the Fusion Fight Stick, you get the fight stick itself, you get 2 button plugs to turn your 8-button stick into a 6-button stick, you get a cleaning cloth to wipe down the glossy panel on top, and finally, you get a spiffy camouflage headset, one of the weirdest headsets I've ever seen. Not really top of the line or anything, but it's still a welcome addition. Getting into its design and features, the biggest item on the Fusion's docket is its ability to work across 3 platforms. If you're the kind of gamer who has multiple consoles chilling on your TV stand, play PC games, etc., then this stick is the stick for you. Unfortunately for the big 2 companies for US fight sticks, Mad Catz and Hori, licensing issues prevent them from implementing design features like dual modding or removable cables for fight sticks, for now anyways. I guess this doesn't affect overseas producer Canva though, who has rolled out these features for theirs and Eightarc's fight sticks. Until now, those wishing to have a dual modded stick would have to do it themselves or pay somebody to mod it for them after the fact. Many of these solutions for dual modded sticks are buggy and not very smooth in transitioning from system to system. With the Fusion, you have a dual modded fight stick right out of the box, and you're able to switch between consoles with the flip of a switch, literally. On the top of the fight stick, there's a switch for the Xbox 360 and then the PS3/PC. Simply have the switch on in whichever system you want to use, plug it in, and have a blast. The second feature to take note of the Fusion is that while it might not have a detachable USB cable like the ISO sticks do, the Fusion features a compartment to store your cable, much like the Mad Catz Tournament Edition stick. The cable has been very easy to get in and out of the case. The third feature to take note of for the Fusion is its bottom. The Fusion features a felt bottom, which is different from manufacturer's usual metal bottom. This allows you to play with a fight stick on your lap without it shifting crazily, like metal bottoms would. Now, is this a completely foolproof solution? Well, your clothes can still shift, like if you're wearing baggy shorts or anything, but the stick stays firmly attached to your clothing, so if you aren't wearing anything too baggy, you'll be fine. This hasn't made me permanently switch from having my fight stick seated on my desk while I play. I swear if I need to compete in a fighting game, I'll need to have something to put my stick on like Ao did in MLG. The Eightarc also features turbo capabilities like Mad Catz and other companies do, but I don't really know anybody that uses these turbo abilities. I don't really use them, so let's just skip that. Another design difference between the Mad Catz TE stick and the Fusion stick is the start and select button placement. On the Fusion, you have the start, select, home, and turbo button all on top of your panel. For me, the only effect this had was aesthetics. Getting into hardware now, being marketed as a premium fight stick, you know the Fusion has to have Sanwa parts in them. Sanwa arcade parts have been the standard for fight sticks for a long time, and the Fusion features a Sanwa JLF joystick and 8 Sanwa 30mm buttons. Using a Sanwa joystick won't have dead zones when you're executing a command like other manufacturers' joysticks would. Having experience using the Mad Catz SE stick with the Mad Catz joystick inside, you can hit dead zones which end up making you do a combo you hadn't meant to do. While the shortcuts in Super Street Fighter 4 have made inputting commands easier, with the comeback of Third Strike Online Edition, which is a lot less forgiving on inputs, having quality joysticks is crucial for commands. The difference between a Sanwa button and the manufacturer button, like on my SE stick, are less crucial than the joystick, but one thing I've noticed is that with the SE stick, that if you hit the buttons off center, you can accidentally jam them and you have to wiggle the button to get it to pop back up. This doesn't occur in Sanwa parts. I will say, in Mad Cat's defense, I paid $40 for the SE stick, and for that price, the jump in performance from a controller to the stick was great. And Mad Cat's also uses Sanwa parts in their Tournament Edition fight sticks as well. Now, I do want to touch base on quality control here. During my testing of the Fusion fight stick, I did encounter a quality control issue. Upon receiving the fight stick in the mail and unboxing it, I noticed that 2 buttons were popped out of the panel. I ended up popping them back in and started using the fight stick. But looking at the fight stick, it had a problem that bothered me. There was a little gap between the outer ring of some of the buttons and the panel. My SE stick didn't even have this problem, and it was a quarter of the price. I ended up taking the Fusion apart, which is pretty easily done. There are like 8 Phillips head screws that you unscrew to get to the underside. And then I noticed something interesting. The buttons did not fit snugly into the panel. I don't know whether it was the button's fault or the panel's fault, but what I found is that if you pop the buttons in correctly, lining up with the panel's notches, some were loose or stuck up. If I popped the loose buttons out and popped them in perpendicular to the notches, they wouldn't stick out and were more secure. The only problem is that when doing this, the buttons don't really snap into place, so if you give the stick a really good bump, you could have the button pop out, requiring you to have to pop it back in. I suspect whoever assembled the stick popped these 2 buttons in perpendicularly, and as a result of shipping, they did pop out. Talking to Eightarc, they haven't heard of this problem before from other customers, but it's something to keep in mind. It took about 5 minutes to fix the problem, and I don't suspect normal wear and tear from a player will knock out the buttons like the UPS shipping process would. Getting into performance, it's not hard to guess how the Eightarc Fusion will perform if you've used a comparable fight stick before. The Sanwa parts allow you to have accurate input commands when playing. No longer can you blame execution errors on your fight stick. The felt bottom of the fight stick allows you to use it in multiple fashions, but by far the Fusion's best quality is its ability to switch from system to system. I have Tekken 6 on PS3 and Xbox 360, and I have Street Fighter on Xbox 360 and PC. Even for home use, the ability to have one stick work on your systems is great, not to mention the benefits a traveling competitive gamer would get. A lot of fighting game tournaments hold multiple games throughout one weekend, and a lot of players like to participate in those multiple games. Who's to say what system the games might be on? If you want to play 2 games at an event and they're on 2 systems, are you going to lug 2 sticks with you on an airplane? You won't have to do that, and you won't have to go through the hard labor of manually dual modding your fight stick when you have the Fusion. So with everything said, do I think that the Fusion warrants its price tag? I'd have to give a resounding yes. While coughing up nearly $200 might seem very steep to the outside observer, considering the Fusion's competition charges roughly $150 for a fight stick usable on only one system, you end up getting a bargain with a Fusion. Even if you were to do a dual mod yourself, the money you'd put into it with the added base cost of $150 would exceed what the Eightarc is charging for an already dual modded, easy to use fight stick. The issue I had with the buttons does worry me about potential quality control issues with the manufacturing overseas, but nothing affected performance with the Fusion, and I was able to resolve my problems very easily. Overall, my experience with the Eightarc Fusion was definitely a positive one. If you're in the market for a fight stick that can accommodate your taste for multiple systems, check out the Eightarc Fusion fight stick at eightarc.com. So that'll do it for my video review of the Eightarc Fusion fight stick. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel. And if you really like this video, hit that favorite button as it really does help me out. If you have any questions on the Eightarc Fusion fight stick, feel free to leave them in the comment area below or hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, either at twitter.com/mlgsteggy or facebook.com/mlgsteggy. Once again, this is Steggy with the Eightarc Fusion fight stick, and until my next video, I will catch you guys later.